because we got to finish season 3. So
he just broke.
We got to finish season 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the bell was like what, 1.2 mil?
Nah, it was like 1.4.
1.4, yeah.
My boy got me out though, my brother.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I'm saying. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying.
Never got to worry about nothing.
Exactly. You know, we had that shit in the cash.
It's your man CRB Jr., Courtney Brown Jr. here at Motown Mafia Podcast, brought to you by the good people at Big Boss Filmworks. Next to me is who?
Content creator extraordinaire, Louis Stevens.
Big Lou doing what he do, continuing to keep the lights on, and we want to say thank you to everybody again. About to hit another milestone here at the channel.
Absolutely.
Make sure you guys are hitting that like, share, and subscribe button because it is happening. And it's just a good thing, and we are just thankful to you guys about the growth of the channel and everything. Today, hot news based upon some of the natives here from the D, the nephew, the son of the Detroit legend, Demetrius Flannery, known to America as Big Meech. His son was in the news.
Lil Meech.
Lil Meech was in the news. Lil Meech, of course, starring in the Stars show, sponsored by the good people there at G Unit Production. BMF was like #1 show on cable.
Yeah.
Right? And Lil Meech, of course, is playing his dad, Big Meech.
Yeah, and doing a hell of a job at it.
A hell of a job. But Lil Meech was in the news not for the BMF show today.
Yeah.
I have, the story just came out, so we don't have all the details. Lil Meech was arrested. Sounds to me it was a lot of much to do about nothing.
Right.
Something about, entertainers and people in Hollywood and showbiz, you get relationship with jewelers, and obviously with his name and reputation and the circles that he keeps. You can go to a jeweler, say you're doing a video shoot, and be like, I'm just gonna, put it out on borrow.
Right.
I'm gonna borrow this and yada yada.
Yeah.
You get, the jeweler gets some exposure, the entertainer or athlete or whomever gets opportunity to be seen in these one of a kind pieces. But I think this was something about he was like upgrading his watch. He wanted a Richard Mille watch.
Right.
Those the joints can go from like $250,000 to a few million for the piece on your wrist.
Right.
And something happened with the way the deal went down. Anyway, I guess the jewelers, whoever was involved, the deal went sideways. It led to Lil Meech being arrested.
Right.
Right. And of course, the internet jumped all over it. It looks like he was out before his fingerprints dried. I don't think they even dried fingerprints, but you know what I mean?
Right.
His time of incarceration was very brief.
Right.
And we'll show you some of the clips. In fact, he was bailed out by the gentleman who plays Southwest T. Shout out to the real Southwest T, another Detroit legend back home.
Black Magic.
So that's all we're gonna go into, right? Because BMF or T and those guys, they got a couple strands of cannabis out. Black Magic being one. I think they got another brand out called Death Before Dishonor.
Right.
Really taking that BMF name and turning it into a lifestyle branding kind of thing, right? And so it made me do some thinking, and I'm like, a couple things. I was like, okay, so I know what it is to be young. I think Lil Meech's only like 22 years old. So before everybody get all crazy beating up on the kid, I mean, yeah, you're grown at 22, but we all been, those who've been fortunate enough, 22-year-olds are known for doing stupid shit.
Without question.
When you are, they call the Latin translation for the word sophomore, to be sophomoric, means to be foolish.
That
right. Is like the Greek Latin transfer of the word sophomore, to be sophomoric. So people who are around the age of people who are sophomores in college are just foolish. That's what that is. And it sounds like he got caught up and thought it was a play game, or them people were playful about their jewelry and their merchandise, and they didn't.
Right, because he did have some money in the game anyway.
Yeah, and they didn't see the humor in whatever how the transaction went down for this Richard Mille watch.
Yeah.
But our culture, man, we got a family. We gotta. A couple times having a conversation. We gotta stop acting like we are a poor culture, because we're not. You know, we buy. I know Richard Mille is what the Rolexes were in my day, and I've been there. I got all kind of trinkets and stuff. Of course, now, you know, as you get older, you be looking at these trinkets like, oh, did I jack off a lot of money on some silly shit? What was I thinking? But I get it, you know?
Right.
You know, till you can get some wisdom to be like, life's not about things, it's about experiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
That nobody gets really, if God blesses you to grow old, you won't regret what you didn't buy at the mall that day. You'll regret the experience you didn't share with your friends and family. Right?
That's right.
Things lose value. Experiences grow in value.
That's right.
But again, I get he's young. But that thing with our culture, that to have the latest watch or the latest clothes and how it drives the behavior. I mean, you a Detroiter, you know, you remember back when we went through an era, the Jingle Boots.
Max Julian's.
People was getting shot and robbed for.
Top 10s.
Then it was the top 10s.
Starter jackets.
When the Cartiers dropped, the Buffs. People was getting robbed and killed.
There's people in the graveyard right now over all those items we just mentioned.
Yeah, families destroyed, lives destroyed because some members of our community, you know, are the self-esteem and the perception that I'm balling or I'm winning or I'm lit or whatever area it is, whatever adjective you want to use to describe, I'm that girl or I'm that guy, to the point where we will commit homicide or risk incarceration to have these things.
To quote Kanye West, they made us, wait, how did it go? They made us love their wealth, and then they hate us, and then we hate ourselves.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Kanye, Yeezy, I think a genius. And there's a line, there's a song in The Recession 2, Jeezy's Last Thing. Him and Ross are on the track together. And he be like, designer, you can't even spell it. You can't even sell it. You go broke just to wear it.
Yeah.
Jesus, peace on. I pray one time a day, but fuck it, I'm balling. What more can I say? You know what I mean? He just sums it up, man. Yeah. And so, but on the real business tip, and I'm sure that Lil Meech's dad is giving him some corrective advice from behind the walls. I'm sure his Uncle T is giving him some corrective advice. I'm sure 50 Cent and many other of the high profile people that are in orbit are giving him the, hey man, we can't do it like that. Even though I don't know, 50's known for publicity stunts and the way this thing went. I'm just saying, I don't know, and I'm not accused because, you know, good people at G Unit, good people at G Unit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, that is not what I'm saying, but I am just saying.
Right, just saying.
I'm just saying, but we still right here.
Right.
Us and the good people at G Unit. So I'm sure he's getting some corrective advice.
Yeah.
About this situation.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna throw this out to the home team there. You know, he shouldn't be worrying about Richie Mille or Rolexes. He should be, the way that team and the way they're headed and their movement is going, they should be talking about BMF watches. The hell with making Richard Mille and Rolex some more money.
Yeah.
It's time for us to make ourselves that money.
That's right.
You are Richard Mille ain't the trendsetter. Lil Meech, your dad and your uncle and that ilk, they're the trendsetters. And it's time for us to stop letting our culture, our vibe, our movements dominate street culture, which is what leads to hip hop, which dominates the entertainment world. But then we run behind them to give them the money and make their brands bigger why our brands suffer or don't exist.
Yeah.
So, Lil Meech, don't be sweating yourself, getting all tied up in knots worrying about Richard Mille. You guys keep doing what you're doing. Get the BMF watch line. I'm just saying, got a couple dollars if you're looking for an investment. I know you guys know all the fancy people, but if you just want to do any local fundraising for any of those ventures, holla at your man.
That's right.
I do also know some people who know some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know a guy who knows a guy.
For real. for real. So yeah, it's just time. I'm glad he's out though, obviously.
Yeah.
That first when I heard the story, it really depressed me, and then when I saw he was out and really got a little more information that it was just some kind of situation with a watch assignment, trade in, upgrading, that kind of thing, and see him back free was a good thing.
Yeah.
But it did make me think, man. We in our community, it's our turn, man.
I give you a quote.
Okay.
We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. From Fight Club.
Ooh wee. Say that one more time, Lou.
We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like.
Wow.
Come on with it, though.
Please digest that, family. Please digest that. So, again, always just trying to get the family something to think about. We not new to this. We true to this.
Since day one.
Yeah, man. Life in the struggle. So, we there talk next month. Just got off the phone with her. Michelle Moore.
Yeah.
Say You Promise Publishing sponsoring the Detroit Hustle and Grind Book Fair.
Hustle and Grind.
Again, coming up next month. We will be there proudly representing. So available at the Hustle and Grind Book Fair will be what Lou is holding.
Motown Mafia's Big Man on Campus.
That is the fictionalized version of my life.
Yes, sir.
In my college days.
Yes, sir.
Names had to be changed and locations changed, but those who know, and you can go in our library. If you read that book and you go in our library, you'll be able to decipher a lot of it, right? And also available is going to be Motown Mafia, Memoirs of a Kingpin's Kid, which is kind of where this whole thing began. Michelle Moore was the ghostwriter in conjunction with the editing done by your aunt, Anita Flanagan.
Yes.
Brought this project home. This book, Motown Mafia, Memoirs of a Kingpin's Kid, of course, led to the award-winning documentary, Motown Mafia, the story of Eddie Jackson and Courtney Brown, which, of course, went on to win many awards and become critically acclaimed. Absolutely. You guys have not seen Motown Mafia, check out that documentary. It is still available at Tubi TV and at Amazon Prime.
That's right.
Yeah, so check that out. I can vouch for real. People still talking about that doc.
Oh yeah,
decade later.
And I'm gonna give them a reason to talk a little bit longer. We got Making of the Mafia coming out next month at Patreon, our new Patreon at bigbossfilmworks.com.
Exclusive content. Got some exclusive content coming with Uncle Butch, the Black Dispatch, aka Tommy Sharp. For those of you who really want it, be good buy and good value for you really to get some insights for some of the guys who created this whole culture. Speaking of culture, I'm wearing a t-shirt called For the Culture, done by the granddaughter of the fat man, granddaughter of the big man, Eddie Jackson, the niece of Eddie Baby. Shout out to Eddie Baby down there in Florida and Real True Street Crimes.
That's right. Shout out, man.
So the line is about to drop, and we here at Big Boss will, of course, be sponsoring and supporting it along the way.
Absolutely.
Because what a concept. Love the name. Told her I love the name. For the Culture.
For the Culture.
And as we were saying on the other post, here at Big Boss, from inception, we have said we're about telling the realities of life in the struggle, because the struggle is a part of our culture, but we are not into the struggle culture.
Because the struggle is relative.
Relative. And yes, the struggle is real.
Yes, it is. Yes,
the struggle is real. I want to give a shout out to our latest sponsor, and that is Miss Boss Boutique, Big Bags and Bundles, located at 16311 West 7 Mile Road. Premier location for ladies' hair, wigs, and apparel. I believe, I've been told, if you tell the good people there at Miss Boss Boutique, 16311 West 7 Mile, mention Lou's name, mention my name, or mention Big Boss Filmworks, and you get like a 15% discount. So check them out. Spread the word, brothers, to your sisters and significant others, and to you sisters out there. If you're in the Detroit area, make sure you stop by West 7 Mile 16311.
And if you have a lady in your life and she likes design, check out Irresistible Chic on YouTube. That is my mother's video channel.
Make sure you do that.
She does some of the best interior design and tablescapes. Check it out. Irresistible Chic.
Irresistible Chic. Got to check that out. Definitely. Tell Mom I love her as always.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, man. Lil Meech, BMF, y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all don't need to be buying no designers. Y'all are the designers. We all are the designers. Before we're said and done with this thing, connected but not connected, but get connected. So shout out to all that crew from over there off Dexter. Mr. Cooper Pep, you know, his son was doing something and is doing something with that YBI line. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Yeah. You know, YBI, much like before YBI, which is the precursor to BMF. Mm-hmm. And that's not my opinion. And when BMF show starts off, they tell you that Meech and T, when they were growing up, they didn't want to be like Jordan Isaiah. They wanted to be like YBI. Mm-hmm. YBI is the followers of the run of the Fat Man and Pops and them, what they did. So those are the brands that, you know, we need to be talking about is the BMF brands. That's what we need to be running out, supporting, making those brands popping or lit or whatever the people want to be able to say. The YBI brand, you know, the Fat Man brand, or things of that nature.
Oh yeah. So, and we got a few guests coming. We got my man Ken the Street Monster Bailey, and we got Petty Pot. They're all about the prison reform.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, I shared a couple of the videos in our community, and a couple other guests. I got my man DJ King David, Detroit's hip hop historian. He'll be coming on the show soon as well. He is going to talk about the very well known Showboat from the PA area.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to the whole crew there too, off Puritan Avenue. The boys did their thing too in a big way. You know, got some friends, very close friends from that situation.
Yeah, and, much love. It's all about that.
All about the love and respect, because we a platform for the whole Detroit team out here. Yeah, and for our people,
wherever you from in the city,
because we all, you know, we all from the same struggle.
This is exactly. We all from the same struggle,
and it is time for us to put those petty differences that some of us might have had in the past. It is time for us to put those petty differences aside and do something for the city and do something for ourselves.
Do something for ourselves, for sure.
So, all good, man. Make sure you guys are hitting that like, share, subscribe, and hitting that notification bell. Helps the algorithm. Again, the channel's growing quickly. So we do love and appreciate you guys. And so once again, you know, thank you. Motown Mafia. It was just time to really tell a great untold Detroit story, because it kind of covers Detroit at its zenith.
Very interesting story.
We decided that we were going to make a movie.
All right, Rich Rossi with you with Motown Mafia. I'm with Courtney.
Louis Stevens,
Courtney. Brown.
Courtney Brown Jr.
And Alan Al Prophet Bradley.
And this is an entrepreneurial, inspirational story too, because again, you know, I'm a real estate retail guy. You know, that's what my skill set is. But I'm a businessman, so I was like, you know, we're gonna do it. You know, sometimes when you got a dream, you won't have all the answers on how you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
What made this one unique was not so much the crime, but the intertwining with Detroit's history and the Motown era and kind of the economic decline of Detroit. And it's really the story of a family. And from some perspectives, it's has a happy ending, like you said. For others, it didn't have a happy ending.
Right.